My name is Rhonda Smith, and I will go over the overview and safety considerations. Flight leaves on Sunday, November 12th at 1:41 in the afternoon, has one stop, and you will arrive in Moscow on Monday, November 13th at 5:30 a.m. The day before your flight back to the United States, you will need to print out your boarding passes. Upon entry into Moscow, you will be fingerprinted and given a migration card from Russian border police. You are to carry your United States passport and your migration card at all times. And remember that Russian officials can ask for your paperwork at any time, so it's best to be prepared and carry it with you. Because 80% of Russia's population speaks primarily Russian, a translator has been hired to represent you during business meetings. Below is a chart of common Russian phrases and their translations for you to review. Safety considerations. There are several aspects of driving around Moscow that are different from that of the United States. Majority of road hazards and construction are not accurately marked. Sharing taxis with strangers is very dangerous for tourists and often leads to robbery. Vehicles often park and drive on the sidewalks. After thorough research, it's best to hire a driver for you, which will allow you to travel safely from location to location and work while in traffic. The next speaker will be Luis Quinones.
Hello, I'm Luis Quinones, and I'm gonna be talking about the meeting etiquette. Most businessmen in Russia wear dark tailored suits with nice shoes, and they do not take off their jacket during negotiation. The typical greeting in Moscow is a firm handshake while keeping eye contact and, depending the time of the day, give the appropriate greeting. After introducing yourself, you can exchange business cards, but your business card should have one side translating to Russian. For both men and women, the dress code is formal and conservative. The greeting guidelines are the same for men and women, but the handshakes between a man and a woman are less firm. Meetings always start on time, so you should arrive punctually. Russians like to socialize and get to know each other, so expect a long period of casual conversation before discussing business. The next speaker will be Thomas Martinez.
Negotiations in Russia work a bit differently than it does in the US. When you go to negotiate, make sure you wear an expensive suit to show your status and seniority. This is common in Russia due to their high power distance. Negotiations may last a while, and you may discuss everything in high detail since they like to take things slow and do not like uncertainty. When you go to negotiate, you may be asked to leave the room to give the negotiator some time to think. If the negotiation is getting tense, it is appropriate to ask for a break. Do not be afraid to say no when you do not like an offer. This is common in Russian negotiation.
The next speaker will be Casey.
My name is Casey Rosellini, and I will be talking about the social aspects of business as it pertains to Russia. Always confirm the meeting. Russians are known to cancel business meetings last minute, so it's wise to check up with them 2 to 3 days prior to the meeting to ensure that everything is going according to schedule. The typical environment is a business setting rather than one that's around food or a dinner. But know that if you go to a dinner, that Russians typically like to have side conversations about things that may not have anything to do with business or the presentation. Do not get frustrated. Take it as an opportunity to show patience and build a relationship with these people, because people that are thought to be all business typically do not sit well in the minds of Russians. When you're meeting for a meal, it's a good idea to bring a gift, typically flowers, but make sure they're an odd number and nothing yellow. A few important points when you are actually eating your meal include waiting until the host invites everyone to start eating before you begin. Always keep your elbows off of the table. And as a man, you pour the drink for the woman sitting next to you as a common courtesy. The next speaker is Angelica Wilson.
Some other considerations while in Russia.
would be to make sure to avoid making comments about Russian history. They take that stuff very seriously, so you want to keep the conversations neutral. Also, when speaking to Russians, you want to be very direct. They like to get straight to the point, and they don't like to beat around the bush. Also, you never want to shake hands across the doorway because they believe that it's bad luck. Russia's weather has a mind of its own, so you want to be prepared for all types of weather, such as rain, snow, sunshine, and heavy winds. Do not, I repeat, do not drink tap water in Russia. It has been known to cause diseases. And that concludes our presentation of Russia. Thank you for listening.